welcome back to Saxthorpe Farms, and I decided to get the huge wheat field baled pretty much in the background because it was kind of a long, fairly repetitive job that you've seen me do many times. At the same time, I had the mulching plow running as well on course play still to actually get that job finished in this video, because I'm going to be doing some fairly long jobs. You will have seen from the thumbnail probably, or the video title, this is kind of a multitasking video. We got 100 bales of straw off this field. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep them or sell them or what. We'll see. So at the end of the last video, I took a bunch of root crop harvesting contracts and I said, should we take out a loan to buy the Mark Thor T440? And people said yes, and no one said no. So that's what we're going to do. We need to borrow about £140,000. We're actually going to end up borrowing a little bit more, but this will let us buy the harvester. So, yep. We're going to go with the 60k capacity and everything else kind of as is, and we're just going to get the standard header, which is going to do 12 miles an hour, which is pretty nuts for me for a root crop harvester. We could have gone for the, I think there's a 20 something and a 60 something, but no, we will not go for those. Quite like the blue that it comes in as well. So, yep. Not going to bother with the trailer because I don't play with traffic, so we don't really need to worry about that for getting around the map. We can just drive down the middle of the road. I was pondering, I remembered doing a preview video of this and thinking about that we needed an add-on, but you only need those for the first 3 crops, so the potatoes, the sugar beets, or the sugar cane. You don't need them for the rest of them, so we can get hooked up and get this to the field. So we today are going to be doing some beetroot harvesting contracts. I've also got some parsnip and possibly something else, but the reason really that I wanted to do these big contracts and use them to pay for this piece of kit was it then will allow us to do these contracts, because one of the things with this series is I can't borrow stuff, can't borrow equipment. I can take out loans, I can't borrow equipment. So until I brought a root crop harvester, I couldn't do root crops. We've got the ridger, we've now got the harvester. I just need something to plant them now, and we'll be able to get into doing root crops. So that will be kind of cool, because I've not really done, I guess I've got lots of them planted on Glenlarthen, but we've not really got to the point of harvesting them particularly yet. So yeah, I think this is a cool addition, and there are some valuable root crop harvesting contracts on here, which are more than going to pay for this, which is cool because there are some other things that I still want to buy. So yeah, like the truck that we looked at last time. I'm not going to buy that yet. Don't particularly need to pick that up just yet. I did end up repairing one of the trucks. They don't need servicing yet. I was thinking I would use the 2 trucks, but then I realized we've got 1.1 million litres to deliver. Actually, between the 2 contracts, about 2 million litres to deliver. So I figured actually maybe we should borrow a bit more cash and get ourselves the Thorger wagon. He wasn't allowed to call it the Thorger wagon. It is engraved into the vehicle, but that's what it was called, I think, when I did the preview video. We're going to get the RRW 500 multi, which as standard has 120,000 litre capacity, which will be much more useful. I think you can make it ridiculously large, but for me, this stuff feels pretty crazy as it is. So we're going to go with the, I guess, base settings. So I'm going to borrow the 50 grand to get that. We should very easily be able to pay all of this back. We've got quite a lot of contracts. The Thorger wagon can take most crops, I think. Yep. most crops, so we can make use of it on some other things as well. I've got a big contract, big harvesting contract on field 21 as well, so I might employ it there too, just because it'll make our lives a little bit easier. I was actually going to get that contract running at the same time until I realised that something like 400,000 litres needs to be delivered off of that, so I didn't want to be running two huge contracts at once. So what I'm going to do is, once we've got this one settled in and running, we're going to go tackle the I've got a small silaging contract that I want to get done today as well, and you need to open this. That's what I hadn't realized at first. The plan is to sell all of the silage because we don't need silage particularly. We've got our own grass field that we need to get cut this month, but it's going to be a nice way of just keeping the cash ticking in and yeah, making money basically, which will allow us to buy more land, which will allow us to eventually complete this challenge, which is to own that. We're going to need to keep paying off those loans before we can get there. So it's actually looking at field 44, which you can just see on the corner of the mini map. It's about £70,000 to buy. It's a little grass field. I'm thinking of picking that up. And what I'm thinking that I'm going to do is I'm going to add, because I haven't added it yet, I'm going to add expandable pastures in. So we're just delivering the first load of beetroot. I'm going to add expandable pastures in. And I think I'm going to put some sheep on there. I always do sheep. Maybe I should do some pigs. It's just because it's a grass field, and so it felt like it would be a nice thing to do. But I so often end up doing cows and sheep. I think it's because they suit grass, and so it kind of works. But I was just thinking about some diversification, basically. So yeah, we're going to get this grass working contract going. I brought the 8250 back to be serviced and repaired. So it was pretty beaten up. It was basically 100% damaged. So, and just about at the point it needs servicing. So we'll get that done. This is going to do the mowing. The 7230 will run the baler, and yeah, we should be pretty good to get this job done. You might hear a little bit of background noise this evening. This evening for me, because I am downstairs with the dogs yet again. So yeah, I'm trying to manage it, but you might not hear any, and if you don't hear any, that means I've done my job. I do like to say. So yeah, I'm going to stick this on course play as well. I'm basically trying to get a load of stuff done so we can make a bunch of cash, so we can make some progress. That's kind of the goal of this video. And yeah, then probably the next, so between videos, I want to get those root crop harvesting contracts finished. I think then we can get the loans that we've just taken out paid off. Got a couple of grain harvesting contracts, so I'm not going to be too worried about getting those done. And then next time we'll get stuck into our own jobs. We've got a couple of fields to harvest and the grass to do. But so yeah, I just thought this was a nice distraction, really. Get ourselves a new toy, get some different jobs done, get some of the fields cleared. That's going to open up some more contracts and some more money, all that kind of thing. It'd be kind of cool, actually, if the root crop fields that we harvest give us ploughing contracts, because we can then use the plough that we've got to get those ploughed, make more money, keep the cycle going. So yeah, I brought over the little Deutz because it's a cool tractor, and I'm doing the bale wrapping because it's a nice little chilled out job. This was they've got themselves stuck. This was a rainy Saturday afternoon. We'd been watching some random murder documentary series on Amazon. Yeah, and I'm just kind of finishing this up as Mrs. D has gone to bed, because she's still having all sorts of problems with pain and fatigue and stuff. So yeah, thankfully the dogs all seem to have settled down, and yeah, getting back to it, I'm hopeful, because this is giving me a little bit of a jump start, that on the farm sim side, we're going to have a pretty full week next week. Well, farm sim and expeditions, we should have a pretty full week next week. Timberborn, I think the same, actually. I think the same. Because I think, I'm saying I think a lot. And most of you probably don't care. Some of you don't care. I'm just trying to have a quick look at my... Yeah, we should have hopefully a pretty full week. Means I can get back to getting a schedule out and we can get back on track, which is good. Obviously all subject to change, but we'll see. We'll see. I'll probably go for quite a light schedule just to give me a bit of a chance, but yeah, we'll try and get a schedule out. I'm saying that because I'm on Saturday. I'll probably have done that tomorrow, and you'll probably have seen that before you see this. But, it's how time travel works. Second. So baling is done. Mowing was done. Bale wrapping is mostly done. I brought the bale trailer over as well, so we can start to clear the field. These have only got to go to the BGA, and as I said, I'm just going to get rid of everything. We've got ridiculous amounts of maize silage. We've got a decent amount of grass silage. My plan for cutting the grass, I think we're going to do hay this cut. The next cut we'll do silage, and we should be good. We should be pretty good for grass, I think. I've still not sat down and worked out the crop rotations on here. We're good. We should be okay. It's not like we're going to be planting anything particularly yet, unless we want to throw in a grass cover crop. I don't think I'm going to do that. But I do need to sit down with the crop rotation mod and plan those out at some point. Last week was so hectic. I want to say this week's going to be better, but I'm just trying to work out how many bales I need to actually deliver. But it doesn't really matter because I'm taking them all over. Yeah, I want to say this was going to be better, but I had some car trouble on Thursday, and tomorrow for you guys, Tuesday, got to take the car to the garage, and I do not know how long it's going to take them to sort it. It would appear that there is an issue with the turbo from the way it stopped performing on the motorway and the noises it was making. I think the turbo might have died. The garage when I spoke to them on the phone, the garage were a little bit more optimistic, but I'm going with pessimism until they tell me otherwise. So yeah, that's probably going to be a moderately hefty bill, but it is what it is, and it means we're a one-car family at the moment, which generally isn't too much of an issue. But we, like if I go to work, that means Mrs. D doesn't have a car at all day, full stop, which is a bit of a pain. So I could have done with going to work more this week, but it is what it is. You can't predict these kind of things. Yeah, it was on my drive home from work. And, the only plus was I was in a big traffic jam just after it initially happened, and it meant I was kind of crawling along quite slowly, and a tick over the engine runs just fine because the turbo's not spooled up, and so it actually was better. I know. So I had hoped I could unload these into the trigger, but one, that happened, and then B, you will see them. I don't know if I included this in the edit. If I did and you're sensitive to this kind of stuff, apologies. I bring up the triggers in a moment, and the trigger for this BGA on the floor is incredibly low. I'm pretty sure this is a base game asset, so yeah, you can't just have them on the trailer and undo the straps. You can't universal auto unload into, and you can see they're just like really small trigger, so we're going to have to unload them and then get something to put them into the trigger, which is a bit of a faff. unhooking the trailer is not the solution to this problem. I'm going to say thank you to the patrons and the YouTube channel members. Appreciate you guys supporting the channel. You are all awesome. Yeah, I don't know. It's a lot of you are interested. A lot of you are interested. Not all of you, maybe, but we had a really good Terra live stream last week on Friday. We showed off a lot of stuff. My mind was completely blown. And potentially we're going to do another double English stream this week. So we're kind of aiming for, back to, we've harvested all of field 11. It's all gone delivery wise against field 16. That should flip the other way, so it should all be fine. Yeah, we're probably going to do the same again this week, with one of those being on my Twitch channel. So yeah, kind of cool. Everything's starting to come together with Terra Life now. I'm assuming, I think Paul's showing off bits of gameplay. A lot of it we're showing off features at the moment, so as things get implemented we're showing people. So a lot of it was around animal animations and stuff this week, which was insane. And some of the new crop textures and stuff. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting my hands on playing at some point. That will be much fun. It will be much fun. So yeah, just loading up the last of these bales, and then we're going to go grab the big fen, I think, and the silage blade or silage leveler to just push these things into the sell point trigger. There it is, as if by magic. It's almost like I knew, isn't it? It's like I knew what happens. Yeah, in the background, the other contract is running as well. I'm going to get that finished sort of for the end of the video, essentially, so you guys can see how it all ends up. Yeah, so just gonna back this thing in and get these bales into the trigger. Basically, I did think about bringing over the telehandler, but I thought that would take a while versus, you know, just lots of horsepower and traction and push. Yeah, and it does the job. It does the job. Why you like a 2-track tractor? Much traction. So yeah, that's this contract pretty much done. So I'm going to sell all the bales. Just want to make cash at the moment. Get some of this debt paid down that we've just taken out to invest in the new harvester. And then we'll just keep making progress. Just get jobs done. Get jobs done. As I said, I'm really hoping that I can get a schedule out for this week and stick to it. A lot of that is going to depend on how work goes, I think, this week. Yeah. We'll see. So it's going to be a lot of these bales we get to sell, actually. A lot of them. Yeah, there we go. So most of this load, in fact. So what's that? 18 grand already. And then another, I don't know, 20 grand with the environmental bonus. 30 grand in sold bales plus 30, so 43 grand off that silaging contract. Wow. And we're finished with the second beetroot contract. We got about 169,000 litres of excess between those two, plus 108,000 pounds, I think. So yeah, we've got 172,000 pounds cash back. So I'm going to pay off the 140,000 pound loan we took out to buy the harvester. That just leaves us with the 50,000 to repay for the Thorker wagon. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, click the like button. Any comments, questions or suggestions, stick them below, and I will see you guys next time.